Racism.
Racism.
Racism in sports.
Racism.
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 Racism in sport.
In the realm of sports, where fierce competition and unwavering dedication meet, the values of sportsmanship, integrity, and a strong work ethic reign supreme. But like any other arena, sports are not immune to ethical dilemmas. Today, we shine a spotlight on one such issue, racism. In the pursuit of victory, we must stand united, for the greatest triumph is not just on the scoreboard, but in the hearts of those who play and those who cheer. Understand the present, we must first journey into the past. The pages of sports history, like those of society, bear the imprints of triumphs, challenges, and a relentless struggle against racial discrimination. In the early 20th century, racial segregation cast a long shadow over the sport landscape. Athletes of colors face discriminatory practice, barred from competing on equal footing with their white counterparts. Yet, even in the face of adversity, pioneers emerged, breaking barriers that would pave the way for generations to come. J.C. Owens, an African-American track and field athlete, shattered records and defied Adolf Hitler's notion of Aryan supremacy at the 1936 Olympics. His victories resonated far beyond the track, challenging the pervasive racism of the time.
The post-war era witnessed a seismic shift in American sports, notably in baseball. In 1947, Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier, becoming the first African American to play in Major League Baseball. His courage not only transformed the game but ignited a broader conversation about racial equality. Robinson's success opened doors for athletes like Larry Doby, the first African American player in the American League, and Willie O'Ree, who broke the NHL's color barrier in 1958.
The 1960s and 1970s saw sports become a platform for activism. Athletes like Muhammad Ali, Bill Russell, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar used their prominence to advocate for civil rights and social justice. They became voices of change, challenging not only the sports establishments but the very fabric of society. The iconic image of Tommy Smith and John Carlos raising their fists in a Black Power salute at the 1968 Olympics became a symbol of resistance and solidarity.
As the world progressed into the late 20th century, sports begins reflecting a more inclusive landscape. Diverse themes and multicultural celebrations become the norms, signaling a departure from the segregated past. After Ashes' triumph at Wimbledon in 1975 marked not only a personal victory but a milestone in tennis history. However, the fight against racism in sport is far from over. Recent incidents remind us that challenges persist and the struggle for equality is ongoing. Athletes today continue the legacy of activism, using their platform to speak out against racial injustice, kneeling in solidarity, and advocating for lasting change.
The historical journey of racism in sports is one of both darkness and illumination. From pioneers breaking barriers to modern athletes carrying the torch of justice, the story is not just about sports, it's about humanity's enduring quest for equality, respect, and unity.
Meet Ahmad Bukhari, a talented Malay basketball player
who has faced hurdles that extend far beyond the physical demands of the game. As a Malay player, he has faced stereotypes and biases that sought to confine him within preconceived notions about his abilities on the court.
Basketball has always been my passion. From the neighborhood courts to the professional leagues, it's been my life. But little did I know that my journey would involve facing an adversary beyond the three-point line.
In the world of sports, where the pursuit of excellence and teamwork should reign supreme, there exists a dark undercurrent that challenges the very essence of fair play: racism.
I started playing basketball because it was my love, my escape. Growing up, the court was my sanctuary. I was a kid who dribbled through the streets with a worn-out basketball, dreaming of making it big. But even in those early days, I realized that my journey would be different. See, I was often the Malay kid on the court, surrounded by teammates and opponents whose faces quite near mine. So at first, it was subtle awareness, a feeling that I didn't quite belong. But basketball, with its rhythmic bounce and echoing cheers, became my refuge from the insecurities that often accompany being different. I remember watching NBA games, studying every move of my favorite players. Basketball became more than a game. It was a language, a way for me to communicate, connect, and find acceptance. It didn't matter that my heroes didn't look like me. The skill, passion, and determination were universal. And that's what drew me in.
In the competitive world of basketball, where skill should be the only measure of success, Ahmad Bukhari found himself in the crosshairs of racism.
My parents didn't understand that at first. They had dreams of a more conventional path for me. A path that aligns with cultural expectations, But the court is where I felt alive, where I felt a sense of purpose. So I persisted. I'd shoot hoops until the streetlights flickered, dribbling away the doubts that I put in my mind. As I grew older, the challenges just intensified. Being the only Malay face on the court came with its own set of hurdles, Stereotypes, assumptions about my abilities were hard to ignore. There were times when I questioned whether my love for the game was worth the heavy price of scrutiny and isolation. But the court, with its unforgiving lines and demanding hoops, also taught me resilience. Every rejection, every doubting glaze just fueled me more. My determination to prove that talent knows no race. I immersed myself in the sport, seeking solace in the swish of the net and camaraderie with teammates who saw beyond the color of my skin.
The incidents were not isolated. They were part of a broader issue that needed to be addressed, an issue that goes beyond the confines of the basketball court.
Basketball became a bridge, connecting me with the people who shared my passion. It became my voice, speaks volumes where words fell short. And though the journey was challenging, every step on the court was a step towards breaking down barriers, not just for me, but for others, probably the same race as me who might face the same uphill battle. So my love for basketball wasn't just an escape, it was a declaration that diversity should be celebrated, that the court should be a canvas where every face, regardless of its origin, contributes to the masterpiece, that it's a game that we all love. I couldn't stay silent anymore. It wasn't just about me, it was about breaking the silence for others who might be facing the same challenges.
It's about time we address this issue. We are all here for the love of the game, regardless of where we come from.
Bukhari is a trailblazer and he's inspiring others to stand up against discrimination.
Basketball is a game that transcends boundaries, and it's time we break down the barriers of prejudice. Let's shoot for a future where the color of your jersey is the only thing that matters.
In the face of adversity, Bukhari is not just breaking stereotypes, he's breaking the silence. As we witness his journey, we are reminded that the power to change the game doesn't just lie in the slam dunks, but in the resilience to overcome the hurdles both on and off the court.